Hey, I'm Sam. Welcome to Brickwall Pictures. Today I'm going to be looking at and reacting to the AFI Top 100 Movies of All Time list. The AFI is the American Film Institute. I previously made videos looking at the IMDb Top 250 and the Letterboxd Top 250. And now I'm going to be doing the same thing for the AFI, which means I'm going to be going through the list and I'm going to give each movie on there a thumbs up if I think it deserves to be on there, or a thumbs down if I think it does not deserve to be on there. Now, the IMDb and the Letterboxd lists were both user curated, meaning that the placement and all the movies on that list were determined by votes made by users of those sites. The AFI list, however, is determined by the American Film Institute, meaning that this is a curated list as opposed to a user-generated list, which means it should be stronger. It should be stronger than either of those. The Letterboxd one was really strong, actually, but I was giving it a bit of leeway as a user-generated list. For a curated list, I'm going to go harder on it. I'm going to judge harsher. So buckle your butts up, because I'm expecting it to be a pretty good list anyway. I've looked at the AFI list in the past. I remember that there are some Barnes & Nobles that will have a wall dedicated to the AFI Top 100 in their movie section, where they'll have because they're trying to sell DVDs, but they'll have a DVD for each of the movies with the spot beneath it and all that. And I remember when I was younger going in and always going through that 100 and counting how many of those I had seen and watching that number grow. The AFI list does change over the years. I think it changes each year. They do a yearly update. As you can see, I'm on the AFI's website, and this is their current list. Okay, number one is Citizen Kane. That is no surprise at all. I think it has always been Citizen Kane. Thumbs up. The Godfather, thumbs up. At number 2, that's a worthy place for it. Casablanca in number 3, that's thumbs up. Raging Bull, thumbs up. There we go. I'm glad to see Raging Bull so high. I was disappointed by how low Raging Bull was on the IMDb and Letterboxd ones. Singing in the Rain, I have not seen. I'm not a big musical person, as I said in those other videos. Gone with the Wind, I will give a thumbs up. It's an excellently made movie. Good old Larry Arabia gets a thumbs up. So does Schindler's List, that's a thumbs up. Vertigo, thumbs up. Number 10, The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, top 10 are all solid. They would not be my personal top 10. I don't think Wizard of Oz would make my personal list. It is excellent though. It does deserve to be on here. If we're looking at the 100 most important American films, The Wizard of Oz is definitely on there. If we're talking just personal preference in terms of favorites, Wizard of Oz doesn't make it for me. But it deserves to be on here. I would even say it deserves to be this high if we're looking at the importance of American cinema. It does deserve that spot. And I am working on my own list, by the way. I'm going to do my top 250, like the IMDb and the Letterboxd list. I'm going to do my personal top 250. I'm working on compiling it. I put together my short list out of all the movies I've seen. I put together my short list of all the contenders for the best of all time, and it's at 550 or something, so I got to keep whittling it down. But I will eventually be doing my top 250. City Lights is one of the Charlie Chaplin movies I have not seen yet. The Searchers I have not seen yet. This is one I gotta get on. I know I need to see The Searchers. This is one that's I don't know how I haven't seen it yet, Star Wars, I guess so. For the importance of it, because that's what the AFI is looking at, I guess the original Star Wars, yes. Psycho, absolutely. 2001: A Space Odyssey, sure. Sunset Boulevard, yes, big thumbs up. The Graduate, big thumbs up. The Graduate is one that I think would make my list as well. The General, the Buster Keaton movie, that's a thumbs up. On the Waterfront, I understand why it's on here. It is good. I enjoy the movie. It didn't blow me away. It is, the thing is, it's really important, as I mentioned in I think in the Letterboxd one, or maybe it was the IMDb video, or actually it was in my Oscars Best Picture winners tier list. On the Waterfront is extremely important, especially in terms of the shift in acting style. So it gets a thumbs up for that reason, for the importance factor. It's a Wonderful Life, that is just a straight up, no caveat, thumbs up right there. Chinatown, thumbs up. Excellent piece of work. Chinatown's one that's definitely on my list as well, even though it's made by that fucking creep. Some Like It Hot, I haven't seen yet. The Grapes of Wrath, I have not seen. Actually, I think I watched it in school, in middle school or something, but I don't remember it really, so I'm not going to judge that one. E.T., that's a thumbs down, man. E.T. gets a thumbs down. To Kill a Mockingbird, thumbs up. This is one movie where I think it is better than the book, and the book is already like a classic of literature. I think the movie actually elevates things, mostly because of the performances of Gregory Peck and Robert Duvall. Even though he's like completely like he doesn't say anything, he's hardly in the movie. He leaves such a lasting impression as Boo Radley. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. That's a thumbs up. I don't know if I've seen High Noon. I've definitely seen the ending, like Showdown. I don't think I've seen the full movie, so I won't rate that one. All About Eve gets a thumbs up. Double Indemnity, huge thumbs up. Double Indemnity is my top film noir. Apocalypse Now, thumbs up. That's on there. Maltese Falcon, thumbs up. Lots of film noir on this list, I'm noticing. Much older movies, too. It's definitely skewing older than either of the IMDb and Letterboxd. There are old movies, like there were still Chaplin and Keaton movies and stuff on those lists as well. A couple of them, but this is like more cohesively older. Godfather Part 2, absolutely. I'm surprised Godfather Part 2 is so much lower than Godfather Part 1. Because a lot of people consider it better than Part 1. I would count myself amongst them. I think Part 2 is stronger, even just for the expanded role from John Cazale. But also, I love the whole De Niro half of that story. We're watching young Vito rise as the current day Corleone family falls in. That's a great kind of duality, a rise and fall in tandem, an origin story and like the decline. I prefer the second one. I would put it higher than the first one. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, huge thumbs up. I love that movie. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I don't know, honestly. Again, really important. Like, I think this was the first feature-length animated movie. Or first feature-length color animated movie. Something like that. It has one of those. So it is really important, but I mean, I don't know. I said I was going to be harsher on this list. And if I'm being harsher, the thing is, it is so important. And importance matters in a list like this. I think I'm going to give it a thumbs up for the importance factor. If it didn't have that, like it was the first, then I would not be giving it a thumbs up. But I'm tempted to give it a thumbs down anyway, honestly. I think so, just barely, just barely. Annie Hall, even though I despise Woody Allen as a human being, Annie Hall is, I would say, his best movie. I haven't seen all of his movies, but I've seen Manhattan, I've seen Blue Jasmine, Midnight in Paris, I've seen Sleeper and Bananas. I've seen a lot of his movies. Annie Hall is the best of them. I would say by far, actually. I like it. I think it's better than all of those movies. If Woody Allen wasn't in the lead role, it would be like easy to give it the thumbs up because you can like kind of detach it from the creep behind it. Him in the lead role makes that harder, but I do think it is a good enough movie to get a thumbs up in spite of how fucking creepy and gross. Bridge on the River Kwai, I have not seen. This is one of those like classics that I need to watch. The Best Years of Our Lives, I have not seen. Treasure of the Sierra Madre gets a thumbs up. That's a great one. Dr. Strangelove, that's a thumbs up. It's a really strong one. Sound of Music, I give it a pass on the IMDb in the Letterboxd. I think I said I'm going to be harsher. I got to hold myself to that. I'm going to say no for Thumbs of Music. I'm going to say no for Sound of Music. No, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It is a really good movie, I would say. It's just, are we talking top 100? We're looking at importance and we're looking at top 100. I'm going to say thumbs down, Sound of Music. And I might revisit some of the other ones. King Kong is another one for the importance factor. Really important, of course. I think I'm going to give King Kong a thumbs down too, actually. Again, really important, influential, innovative in terms of the special effects. The importance is maybe enough to get it there. I got to be harsh, though, and I'm going to give it the thumbs down. Bonnie and Clyde, thumbs up. Wonderful, perfect. Midnight Cowboy, that's thumbs up. This isn't one of those movies where it's like shocking that it was as successful and acclaimed as it was, given its subject matter, and the fact that it was rated X and all that. The X rating is completely undeserved. Philadelphia Story is really good. That's thumbs up. Shane, I have not seen. There's kind of a gap for me in terms of the like old school American Westerns. I've seen lots of spaghetti Westerns and lots of like neo Westerns and like the next wave I haven't seen too many of like the 50s westerns and the 60s westerns when that was like the big booming genre. I guess just because there's so many of them and they feel kind of disposable from the outside. But I will be watching like The Searchers and Shane. I have seen The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's on here somewhere. That one I would give a thumbs up. That one is really good. It Happened One Night is quite good. I would give it a thumbs up. A Streetcar Named Desire, I have not seen. Rear Window gets a thumbs up. Intolerance. This is one that is purely for the importance of it. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. D.W. Griffith is a huge piece of shit. That's not why I'm giving it a thumbs down necessarily. That's kind of part of it because it's his whole philosophy and ideology is a part of these movies. So he really was on like the cutting edge of advancing cinema as a form. I think I'm expecting Birth of a Nation to be on here too. Birth of a Nation preceded Intolerance, so it's obviously the more innovative and more influential one, even though Intolerance is the longer and bigger one. If Birth of a Nation is also on here, I'll have to consider the importance factor more, but I'm not going to give Intolerance a pass. Lord of the Rings, sure, thumbs up. West Side Story, I'm going to say no. It has been a long time since I've seen it, but I'm going to give it a no. Maybe it would go up on a rewatch. Taxi Driver, thumbs up. I would put Taxi Driver higher. At least I think, actually. Maybe when I compile my list, I'll find it is down in the 50s or whatever, but Taxi Driver is absolutely deserving of being on there. Deer Hunter, as well, huge. MASH I have not seen. I've seen a bunch of the old TV show, but I haven't seen the movie. I'm looking forward to, though, because I really like Robert Altman as a filmmaker. I would put a bunch of his movies on here. I'd put McCabe and Mrs. Miller on here. I would put Shortcuts on here. Maybe even The Player. North by Northwest. I really don't think it's one of Hitchcock's best. It is really good, though. I don't know, top 100? It doesn't make my top 100. And there are a lot of Hitchcock movies that would make it. Like, I'm glad Psycho and Rear Window are ahead of it, but I would also put, like, The Lady Vanishes ahead of it. I would put The Birds ahead of it. I would put Strangers on a Train ahead of it. I think I'm going to say no to North by Northwest. It is great, though, is the thing. The thing is, a no, it doesn't mean a bad movie. I feel like people are going to think that. No means it's not in the top 100 of all time. It's a tough list to get on. And I think North by Northwest is not one of Hitchcock's best. It is one of his most famous, but I don't think it's one of his most... I don't think it's one of his best. Jaws, I think Jaws can be on here. Rocky, I still haven't seen. Sorry, Fat Samurai guy. I still haven't seen Rocky. The Gold Rush is a Chaplin I have not seen. I also haven't seen Nashville. I was just talking about how I like Robert Altman. I haven't seen MASH or Nashville. Mostly because I don't like country music, and I know that's a big part of Nashville. I will watch Nashville, though. I'm still looking forward to it, because I know it has a similar structure and like ensemble vignette kind of approach to storytelling that Shortcuts has, so I'm looking forward to that. Duck Soup, I think I need to rewatch Duck Soup. I don't know, because I watched Duck Soup and I didn't enjoy it at all. It's the only Marx Brothers movie I've seen because I heard it was their best. I did not like it one bit. I think maybe I just need to rewatch it because it's not like I do like a lot of the old comedies from this era. I find a lot of them funny. This one I just did not find funny. I might have just been, I don't know, in the wrong mindset, the wrong mood or something. I'm going to give it a thumbs down with the caveat that I will rewatch it. And maybe I just was in the wrong headspace when I watched this one. But for now, it's going to get a thumbs down. Sullivan's Travels, I have not seen. American Graffiti, I also haven't seen. I need to watch this one, because then I can do a George Lucas tier list. Cabaret, I have not seen. Network, huge thumbs up. Network should be higher. Network should be way, way, way higher. The African Queen is one I have not seen. I'm looking forward to it, though, because I like all the people involved. I like John Huston, the director. I like Bogart and Hepburn, so I need to see it. Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is a lot of people's favorite movie. I think it gets a little overrated. It's fun and it's a great movie. I don't think it's as incredible as a lot of people say. It is very good. It's so much fun. It's a great adventure. Is it top 100? I actually don't think so. That's me being really strict. I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, but top 100. Remember, there's only 100 movies that can be on this list. I don't think Raiders of the Lost Ark makes that cut. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? I still need to watch. This is one that's very high up on my watch list. Unforgiven does not make the cut for the top 100. I think I gave it a pass for the IMDb top 250, but that's with that user-generated boost. If we're looking at 100, I do not give Unforgiven the thumbs up. Tootsie, I have not seen. A Clockwork Orange, I think this is an easy thumbs up for most people. I think it's a thumbs down for me. But like I would put The Shining on here ahead of A Clockwork Orange. I would even put Full Metal Jacket ahead of Clockwork Orange. I would even put The Killing ahead of A Clockwork Orange. Saving Private Ryan, I will give a thumbs up. The Shawshank Redemption, I give it a pass for the IMDb top 250. And I think it can be in the top 250, but top 100 I think is maybe too much. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is a thumbs up. This is like top 10 material for me. I adore this movie, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Silence of the Lambs, I'm surprised to see on here, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Fantastic movie. In the Heat of the Night, I have not seen. Forrest Gump is a thumbs up, I think. Maybe not the strongest thumbs up ever, but a thumbs up all the same. All the President's Men, I will give a thumbs up. Modern Times, it's not my favorite Chaplin movie. I would put The Great Dictator on here if we were going to pick like one Charlie Chaplin movie. And there's already been like 3 on here. I think I'm going to say no. The Wild Bunch is a thumbs up. The Apartment is a thumbs up. Spartacus, I have not seen yet. I need to see it. It's one of the movies I have left to complete my Kubrick, so I can do a Kubrick tier list. Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans, I have not seen. I've seen a large portion of this movie, but I haven't seen the whole thing, so I won't rate it. Titanic is an easy thumbs down. That's the biggest thumbs down yet. Easy Rider is a thumbs up. A Night at the Opera. Oh, that's another Marx Brothers one. Not seen it. Platoon is a thumbs down for me. 12 Angry Men is a huge thumbs up. I would expect this one to be much higher on the AFI Top 100. This feels so distinctly like an AFI movie. I'm surprised this isn't in like the top 10 or 20. Bringing Up Baby is a lot of fun. It's a screwball comedy with Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. I'm going to give it a thumbs down, actually, though. It's enjoyable, but I don't think it's, top 100 material. Okay, The Sixth Sense is, again, it's a really good movie, but I don't think it's top 100 material. That's another thumbs down. Swing Time, I have not seen. Sophie's Choice is a thumbs up. That's a really great movie. Goodfellas, easy thumbs up. Goodfellas should be so much higher. I just rewatched Goodfellas for the 100th time or whatever. That movie should be way, way, way up there. French Connection, I will also give a thumbs up. Oh, Pulp Fiction. That's a thumbs up for Pulp Fiction. Last Picture Show, I have not seen. I want to, though. I like Peter Bogdanovich a lot. Do the Right Thing is, I think, a thumbs down, and that mostly comes to Spike Lee casting himself in the lead role and being a terrible actor. If Spike Lee just was like self-aware that he wasn't a good actor and put someone else in that part, it would be a phenomenal movie. Him in that lead role, man, he is no good as an actor. Blade Runner, I think it's a thumbs down. I did a Ridley Scott tier list. You can hear my full thoughts on that. And I am open to rewatching a better cut of it because I know there's different cuts of it, and I think I didn't watch the ideal one. Like I said before, I watched the one that had Harrison Ford's narration, and I know there are versions that don't have his narration at all, and his narration's awful. Yankee Doodle Dandy, I have not seen. Toy Story, I gave it a thumbs up on Letterboxd or IMDb or whatever. For the user aggregated, it makes sense. If we're looking at AFI Top 100, now, it does have an importance because it was like the first feature computer animated movie. I don't think it gets top 100, though. I'm going to give that one a thumbs down. And then Ben-Hur Is Last Stop, which is one I have not seen. This is one of those big epics I haven't seen. So there were quite a few more thumbs downs than I expected. There were 19 thumbs downs. That's almost a fifth of the list that I gave a thumbs down to. That's way more than I expected going into this. I thought this list would be a little stronger. There's a lot of great picks on here. Like, the picks that are good are like, fuck yeah, excellent, right? There's not too many. There were a few that I was like, okay, yeah, we're a little on the fence here, that I gave a thumbs up. Let's actually revisit those, because maybe I'll, I gave a thumbs up to, the one I'm still thinking about is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I think I'm going to give Snow White the thumbs down too, actually, even with the importance. So that does make it 20, actually. That's a fifth of the list that gets a thumbs down. That's a worse ratio by far than the Letterboxd list. But like I said, I'm being much stricter on this. Like there were some of these, if they were on the Letterboxd list, I would give it a thumbs up. Both because it's a longer list, meaning more can be counted, 250 movies versus 100 movies. And also because I'm more forgiving because it's an aggregated list versus, it's an aggregated user list versus a curated, the American Film Institute compiled this. 20 thumbs downs is worse than I expected. And it's not like better or worse, this is just my opinion, It's not like they're wrong or whatever. Obviously. I mean, fucking, they're the American Film Institute. They know what they're doing. It's just, I personally disagree on some of these movies. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Check out my IMDb and Letterboxd videos if you haven't already. And just any other stuff I do. I got tier lists for a lot of filmmakers that have me talking about a lot of these movies. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. So long.